No, I need to go one at. I want to go one at a time. Anybody
no.
Okay.
I'll go ask you the same question.
Okay, cool. No problem. No worries.
All right, Coach. How excited are you to be here today?
Well, I'm humbly excited. I'm just excited about this opportunity. I think that it's some great young men, some great people here. I felt that when I came to interview, the administration was just awesome. And so anytime you got an administration that's serious about that and have the passion about being great, that's where you want to be. Because when I have a vision for something, you got to be somebody to help push it. And my vision is tied in alignment with the school of Smithfield-Selma. And I know it's a lot of great things that Principal Allen has going. And so I'm excited to get here and get ready to work. I just looked around. There's a lot of great athletes here. And so we just want to get these guys to the potential that we know they can reach. And so that's what we're excited about that. So I'm ready to get in the building, get in the weight room, get these guys working, and get to work.
What were some big factors in getting you here to Smithfield-Selma?
Well, I think one of the things is, first of all, I prayed about it. I talked to my wife about it and said, would this be a good fit for us? Because, of course, family first. And so when my wife okayed and said it's okay, look into it, that's what we did. And so when I got the first interview, they called me back for the second interview, I kind of knew then that this might be a place that we can really come and do some great things. And so that's one of the things, definitely prayer first.
You mentioned when you were talking to the kids that you're aware of the struggle they've had the last several years. Mm-hmm. How do you approach that coming in as a new coach?
Well, I think one of the things is you got to understand when we was at E.E. Smith, we won some games, but you got to think about the enrollment drop. It was almost 900 kids, and we was playing in the conference with Southview. Those guys have 1,900 kids, and we had a inner city school. And so one of the things I felt like this school is kind of similar in a sense to E.E. Smith. And so I think my experience at E.E. Smith got me to the place where I felt like I could take on this challenge and attack this job head on because of some of the same dynamics and struggles that we faced at E.E. Smith. And so that's one of the things that made me really want to attack this position because I've been through it before.
Why did you leave E.E. Smith? You were just coming off a playoff appearance last year.
Well, one of the things is I feel like my son was a senior, and we've done some good things at E.E. Smith, but it was time to change. It was time to do something different. And so I wanted a new experience, start a new chapter in my life, and so we wanted to look in a different direction.
What excites you the most as you're getting rolling here in a new job? Lots of new faces and things to learn.
I think anytime you go to something new, it always gives you new excitement. And so that's one of the things, just coming to a new environment, a new area. I don't know anyone here, so it's a fresh start for me as well. And so I'm excited about just the opportunity to do something different. And also, we have nowhere to go but up. And so I think just excited about laying the foundation and getting this program going back in the right trajectory. I'm really excited about that.
Last season, you guys ended, I can't remember if it was a 16 or 7 game losing streak that E.E. Smith had going on. But you ended it, beat Cape Fear, that real impressive game,
right.
Made the playoffs. That experience you have from that, how does that apply to what you're going to go through here?
Well, I think that resilience piece. We were known by the sports writers as being a resilient ball club. After going 9-4, playing for a conference championship, losing the half-lot, who played for the state championship in the second round. Then that next year, we lost a lot of seniors. So we were rebuilding new quarterback guys that didn't have a lot of experience. And so it was just rough. And then going into this year, we started a new quarterback again. And so it was a sophomore quarterback. And we knew we was going to go through some growing pains. So we lost, 4 games by a total of 10 points. But we were close games. But we had to put him on our back, and he had to learn, and so some things like that. But the senior leadership did a really good job keeping it together because you started the season 0-5. And then to finish the season 4-2 was really big, and to work our way into the playoffs. And I think that said a lot about my coaching staff and the seniors that we had on that football team. And so, again, to your question, I think just going through that piece and learning how to be resilient and fight through opposition, I think those are some of the things that these young men need here.
Coach, when you look at it, it seems like you're big into religion. How big will you think religion will kind of be in your program?
Well, I think, my faith is who I am. So in order to have Deron Donald, you're going to have faith, my faith. You can't separate the two. So that's a part of who I am. So that's ingrained in who I am. So, of course, it's going to be ingrained into the program. We don't force religion on anyone, but it is a part of who I am. So a lot of my values and who I am as a man is come from my relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
you touched on it there up at the podium a little bit, but given that the players were in the room, but as you start to learn them, given that it's been quite a few years without a winning season, what's going to be your message to them, given that many of them haven't seen that in a while?
Well, I think just getting them to believe in who they are as human beings. I think a lot of times we don't tap into the totality of who people really are. A lot of times we put limitations on people. So I can't come in here in this situation and say because they have not been winning, we have to set limitations. No, the standard is going to be the standard. And so I'm going to set the standard. It's my job to develop them to get to the standard. And once we do that and they can believe and know that I can be great, we'll have success.
You know, Coach, when you look at it, you know, how do you how much do you know about the conference and, you know, surrounding area of the community as well?
Well, I know a little bit about it. I know that Cleveland has really kind of been the top dog around here. And like I said, I have a coach that's from Fayetteville, Coach Jermaine Harper, that's at West Johnson. So I've done a little research on the conference. It's a really good conference. But I think that once we get this thing rolling, we'll be able to compete at a high level. It's going to take some time. We understand Rome wasn't built in a day, but we're going to lay the foundation. We're going to build brick upon brick. And we're ready to attack the challenge that's at hand.
Coach, what message do you have for students here, whether or not they're football players? What would you want to say to just give an idea of where you're coming from and what influence you might have on all the students?
Right. I think one of the things is we're family. And so my job is to come in and just build relationships. I think relationships is a big piece. And so like I said earlier, it's not just about the football players, it's about the family here at Smithfield-Selma. And so I'm gonna be a mentor, a father, a big brother to those that's in need. It don't matter who they are, creed, color, whatever, gender, whatever. We're here to serve and we're here to pull out the best out of our young people. So that's what I'm here for.
Coach, how long have you been coaching now?
I've been coaching for 15 years.
Gotcha.
Head coach for 4.
Right, because I know you played at Fayetteville State, right?
Yeah, I did.
Won 2 CIA titles?
Absolutely.
Right, you know, so how do you think, you know, your background with that and, you know, being able to put kids in college is going to help you when you come in?
Well, that's, you know, I've developed a relationship for a lot of college coaches. And so I think that's going to be really good with those relationships that I have with college coaches, not just across the state, but around the country, that we've got other kids in school. I think that's going to be really big for us here. Like I said, I talked to a coach from Navy and Carolina, and they know that I'm coming here. So first thing they want to know, if you have any kids, let us know. So we're going to do all we can to try to get our guys exposure. First of all, going to different camps and 707 tournaments just to get the exposure. So I think one of the things is keeping those relationships with those college coaches and making sure our kids are getting the exposure that they need.
Right, and Ian Smith, was that your first head coaching job?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Gotcha. So this is going to be your second head coaching stint?
Right.
And before you were at 71st, Douglasburg, and Westover, right?
Right, absolutely. I was at Douglasburg for many years. I started out coaching there with Dwayne Pelham, and then Russell Stone came. I was there for a while, and then I went on to Westover to be a defensive coordinator. Went back to Douglasburg, and then I went to 71st, and I was the defensive coordinator up under Deron Donald.
Gotcha. So you've basically been in North Carolina now for about 20 years now.
I have. I did one stint down at Pompano Beach High School in Pompano Beach, Florida.
Gotcha.
Yep.
You know, how do you think, you know, your Florida background, you know, can kind of help you coming in here?
Well, I think I always tell people all the time, that's the football Mecca. Anytime you turn on college football or Sundays, you're going to have several guys from the Triad, West Palm Beach, Broward County, Dade County, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. And so I think that's just growing up, that's just been part of who I was. And, you know, the expectation for us, you know, you had so many people, the Isaac Bruce, Lorenzo Whites, so many guys that came from that area that went on to play collegiate and pro ball. We had something to look up to. So training and grinding was just a constant for us because that was, for many of us, a way out. And anytime you go to any city, it's an opportunity to help kids get that way out. So you got to let them understand. You tie that athletic piece with academics and get these guys pushing to be something successful, whether it be college football, military, but you can't do anything without your degree or without your education. So we're going to definitely push that.